Hello, everyone. My name is Stacy Pringle, and I'm the thoughtful listener. And I am here with Alysa Thomas, founder and CEO of HerRose Co. So I'm just going to jump into this. We met at a Smart Connect on Alignable, and she was just so wonderful. You'll see it for yourself, just open and honest and just comfortable to be with. And so we just started chatting and we decided to do this interview, and we have a collaboration happening this month, and so we'll talk about that a little later on. But I'm going to open the floor and let Alysa tell us about herself. Please, Alysa, the floor is
Yes, I'm super happy to be here. Like Stacey said, we met on the Lineable, and I got the same impression from her and all of her greatness, and just hearing her talk about her work and the importance of it, and just how needed it is to have spaces like that. And she's been that space for me, even in our work calls, and just having our partnership and doing that collaboration together. But yeah, I'm just super excited to be here. Super excited to be in collaboration with Stacy, to be in friendship with Stacy, and just having these platforms to really create community and create safe spaces for more entrepreneurs, especially women of color, women in entrepreneurship, minorities in entrepreneurship, and holding those safe spaces for us to have what we need. So it's just really great to be in connection with people that have that same mission and are able to really put things into execution. So yeah, I'm super happy to be here.
and blessed. I'm blessed to have you here. So we're going to talk about your entrepreneurial. Sorry, you guys, entrepreneurial journey. It's a Monday. It's a Monday.
It's
Yes, we are recording on a Monday, so
Yes.
forgive. So please tell us about your company and talk to us a little bit, please, about what is Her Rose Co.
Yeah, so HerRose Co draws its name from my grandmother. Her name was Roberta Rosewell Brown. And I'll tell anybody, it's the foundation of everything that I do in and outside of my business. She was a very community based person. She was a very loving person. I'll say to anybody, she really taught me what it was to show unconditional love and receive unconditional love, and just have a safe space. That's what she really was. So when she passed, I really wanted one, I had to get my life together and figure out what I was going to do with myself. But just figuring out how to carry her name in my own special way forever. This is something that I want my kids to know, what Her Rose Co is, and not the business, but more so the space that it holds for people. And that's really what the goal is, so that they'll be able to look up and see, like, I can really do exactly what I want to do. Like, the world is my oyster. That's really what Her Rose Co is at its core. And really just providing those safe spaces and resources for other business owners, for other people that need help, the people that need support, and community. I'm just so big on community. Like, the business is the business, but within the business is the root, which is community for me. So that's with my clients, that's with people within my community platform, that's partnership, like any type of relationship I have, just having the access to the things that we need to be successful personally and professionally. So that's really what the core of her Rose Co is.
When did you know you had to start Her Rose Co?
I was kind of at a crossroads with life in general. I had a really transformational period around this time last year. And I was kind of at the crossroads, spiritually at the crossroads with my career, and really figuring out where I wanted to put all of this passion, because it's a lot in there. And I was working in philanthropy and nonprofits. So I was really passionate about my job, but also really burnt out. And it really took me a lot to kind of sit with myself and understand, like, the mindsets of struggle, and kind of breaking down those barriers of, like, I have to earn things in struggle, and things have to be ridiculously hard for me to be successful, and things like that. And we're still working on it. But when it came to starting Her Rose Co, I was like, I really want to do something where I can help people start breaking down those barriers and make this easier, even if it's not as easy for me, creating the space for people to take on this journey without the weight of, like, this is hard because entrepreneurship can drive you crazy. Like it can really it can test you in some ways that you like, oh God. So I really knew that I did not want to go back into working for other people. I can say that confidently, that I didn't want to just throw my time away, honestly. Like I didn't want other people to have control over my life. So it was really one of those things, like when I start this, I'm changing my life completely 360, the way that I exist in the world, the way that I show up, the way that I show up for myself, show up for other people. I really wanted to make a very drastic change and quickly. So yeah, I think that's when I knew I was kind of at a breaking point of needing a lot of change. I needed to see things change with me, the people around me. I needed to take a risk, take a leap on faith, and encourage other people to do the same. Honestly, just because we need to do it. And it's very important understanding that just because things are uncomfortable doesn't necessarily mean that they're not safe. And really understanding those differences between, comfort and safety, because we can keep ourselves in that comfort zone and miss out on a whole nother realm of life because we're comfortable and we think that's just not safe. So yeah, just all of those nuances kind of playing all really loudly at one time, and really wanted to create something for other people to be like, okay, I can do this because I have the resources, and not necessarily I just have to jump out and do it by myself, and really breaking down that barrier of like, you don't have to do it alone. You should not do it alone. And you don't have to struggle. Like we got to break down that mentality of everything has to be just super hard. Like I got it out the mud, this, that, and the third. Like, so
True. It's true. Yes. So, before we move on to the next question, I'm going to ask you this one. Were you afraid to step out? Were you afraid to make this change?
I was terrified. I was terrified. I think for me, because I always had big plans. I plan a lot, like a lot. And I would always fall through. I never would go through with them. So I would always be like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this by this point, or 2022, I'm gonna do this, or by this point, I'm gonna do this." And so at the end of 2022 was really me saying yes to all the things that I have been saying no to for years. So that was spiritually, that was with starting a business, that was with everything. I was like, I had done all of this work internally. So I was like, 2023, I'm saying yes to me. And I was terrified. I can still be terrified. Like there's points where I'm like, am I really doing this? Like we okay, like we we finna do this. Like so is, and as the vision grows, there's bigger risks, there's more leaps of faith that you have to take. So yeah, I'm still scared. I'm talking scared. Like even I was scared about this interview. Like but I think that pushing to people that you don't have to do it without fear, but do it in spite of fear and prove it wrong. I think that going forward, even when we're doubtful, even when we're worried, and then looking at that worry later on, being like, yeah, I told you so, because you only prove the fear right if you don't do it. So I think that's been the thing I've been pushing down my throat. Like, you just got to go for it, even when you're scared, because you're going to be scared. You can't tell nobody, like, oh, yeah, no, I was 10 toes down. I had no doubt in the world. Like, this is just going to be great. Like, it just doesn't work like that. So, yeah, I'm terrified to this day as we speak.
It's very true, and thank you for speaking your truth about being on this journey of entrepreneurship and stepping out of the comfort zone, right? Because it is frightening, and you do have to do it through the fear, right? You have to walk through the fear, because it wins if you don't, right? Try it,
Yeah.
So just, I don't want to say, but you have to do it. Just
Yeah.
do it, So now we're going to move on to, who is Rose Co for? So you've told us about it, and now, how you started in your journey, and you did it afraid anyway. And thank you for that, because look, I wouldn't be blessed, and the people that you serve would not be being blessed by your services and what you do. And you do so much. Like, I'm telling you, my mind was blown when you told me what you're doing and how you're doing. So let's go to that. Like, who is Rose Co for?
Man, horoscope is for the person that's scared. It's for the person that has really big dreams. It's for that passionate person that was kind of almost told that, like, take the safe route, do the thing that's going to give you the stability. And I'm not saying that entrepreneurship will not bring you that, but it's horoscope is to kind of bring you that stability on this journey and sustainability on that journey. And that doesn't always look like finances. That doesn't always look like insurance. Sometimes that looks like having somebody that you can call on when you're ready to give up. Horoscope is for those people that need more than just what's in the box that they give us, and they say take the safe route, do the safe things. And it's for those people that are having that light from the time they were born to now, and just having it and looking at it like, I really want to do this, but I can't, or I don't have what I need, or I don't know who to call, I don't know what resources, I don't know what groups, what I'm saying, I don't have the support. Because it's for those people that don't have the family support. Maybe their friends don't really see the vision the way that they want them to. And the people maybe that we want it from the most are kind of like the ones that doubt us the most, honestly. And it's for those people that need a fresh start. They need space to really hold them down, that they can go to consistently and be like, this is really hard right now. Or is there a way for me to get health insurance as an entrepreneur? Is there a way for me to have financial support and funding as an entrepreneur? Like, do I have to necessarily start this from the ground with nothing? And to me, the answer is no, because there are spaces specifically for us. We just have to find them. So I think that HerRose Co is really for those people that are looking for something more. They know they want to do something more. They have that itch, to leave that 9 to 5 or leave the, normal thing that they get no life from. Because me, I'll tell anybody, it wasn't for me. Like, I drove myself crazy working like it's just regular jobs for a stable check. I was losing my mind. It's for those people that are like, I can't lie to myself anymore. I can't just live a life that's not mine trying to prove other people. I was on a call the other day, and she said something like, we're putting ourselves in uncomfortable situations to make other people comfortable. And we got to get out of that. We got to treat ourselves better than that. And I think HerRose Co is for
Yes.
those folks that need support and need community. I cannot stress community enough. Like, I'll tell y'all right now, if it was not for Stacy in these conversations these past few weeks, listen, a lot of stuff would have been canceled, okay? Like, it is important that we find those spaces for us that will hold us down when we need it the most, and
Yes.
being able to hold that space, share that space, and have those mirrors that are not just either giving too much or taking too much, but just having that reciprocity of love and support and genuine knowing for what the vision is and understanding it.
I love with what you do because I felt that when we started talking and that smart connect, I not only that, how you express yourself, right? You have a warmth and an openness about you. We talked about that earlier, but you exude like energy and confidence in a peaceful way, right? You're like, this is something you can do, encourage. And
Mm-hmm.
then on top of that, you are a go-getter. You do not hesitate. You speak something and you put it into work, into practice. You
Thank
get
you.
it done. You're welcome. And so I am so impressed by you and what you do through HerRose Co. And just anyone and everyone who can connect with Alysa, please do, because she is so beneficial on so many levels. And so let's talk about also your community that is so precious and so, oh, you're doing good things in this arena as well. So talk to me about why you started Her Garden.
Yes, my new baby.
Yes.
So her garden was one of those things that it was kind of the leap of faith to a much bigger vision that I have over the next couple of years, but it was me saying yes to that and being like, we're gonna start this now so that you don't just kind of write that vision off as too big or write it off as just something that like, a maybe. But Her Garden is really the root to what I really want HerRose Co to be over the next 2 years. So Her Garden is a community platform free for entrepreneurs, especially women in entrepreneurship, femmes in entrepreneurship, non-binary people in entrepreneurship, a safe space for those intersections, for the minorities, for the people that need that space the most, because I think there are spaces for people that can navigate this world without any barriers. But I think that it is super important that we hold space for those people that don't fit those societal norms, that don't necessarily fit into, what's acceptable, that may not have access to the resources that are deemed to be for everybody, but they're not. So I think that holding that space for us and sharing resources and being able to not only talk about business, but talk about our lives. Like, I think there's so many, networking groups or spaces where you can come and you can, learn how to get more leads, or you can learn how to get more funding. But holding space for us to have real life conversations about how entrepreneurship really affects our lives. Because I will tell anybody, the conversations I have as an entrepreneur are not the conversations I had when I was working for somebody else. It's a completely different journey, and you need a different type of support from people that understand what that journey is like. Because if you don't, you'll drive yourself crazy.
It's true. You're
So
right. You're
yeah,
absolutely true. You're absolutely right.
yeah.
Yes.
So her garden just really came about in me honestly just looking at Her Rose Co and being like, where do I want to take it? Honestly, where do I want to put more support for people, more support for myself? Because I was kind of at that space where it wasn't nothing but me, the vision and passion. That was it. I wasn't bringing in any clients. I wasn't bringing in any money. So I really had to get down and understand, like, what do I want this to be? And how do I
Right.
want to, make it something that means the most to me? Even if I'm making $0, this is still my baby. So I'm able to really pour into it no matter what, because I'm still able to show up and, have something to pour my heart into. Because I'm a heart person. If I can't, have something that I can talk about and just gush about and be excited about, like, I'm like, man, I close this laptop so fast. So that's what Her Garden is. Her Garden is an extension of my heart, to be completely, cliche and gushy. That's really what it is. So
So I love it. I love it. So I'm going to ask, so is that the goal of Her Garden? You are a visionary. So, I don't want to get all up in your business, but real talk. Like, so where, like, this vision of of
I
Her
love
Garden,
it.
as much as you want to tell us, what is the goal? What is that vision that you have long term for Her Garden?
Yeah. So Her Garden is, I'm trying to figure out how to put it best in the words. So, as the
Okay.
extension of the long term goal is to have an agency for women entrepreneurship to come and have that stability and sustainability that a lot of us stay in 9 to 5s for. So that's the retirement, that's the health insurance, that's the, the office if you need an office, that's therapy on site because we need therapy, that's, access to the resources that we need. And that's for startup business owners too, to have the technology, the software, the platforms that they need to get started without having to do everything on their own. So Her Garden is really the start to what this agency will be called, because I have no idea at this moment. But what the agency will be, to really just pick people up where they are without having to go through the whole thing alone, without having to go through the struggle and just having to go through unnecessary struggle, because we can have what we want without having to beat ourselves down for it or own it in our lonesome so that we can say, we did everything by ourselves. Breaking that down. That is what the goal of Her Garden is, breaking
Yes.
that down and inspiring us, encouraging us to seek help, go to spaces that will help us and be beneficial to us. And within that, for the youth, I really want to get more active with younger people, because I'm young and I was one of those people that really had to figure this out by myself. And so having the space for those younger people who are the visionaries, who do have the big dreams, who do have those passions. Maybe they want to be a writer, maybe they want to be an artist, maybe they, all of those creative fields, all of those fields where they're like, maybe I don't want to go to college right now. Maybe I want to practice art. Maybe I need a year to just exist and figure out what it is that I really want to pour my heart into. That is where HerGarden's end game goal is, to hold that space for those people that have those really big visions and really big hearts. And it's not just seen as something that's just, too far fetched or too cliche or something too big, or you don't have enough for this and you don't have the support for that, but you do. And there is people that can help you and make that, come into fruition.
So I know that starting HerGarden, you have themes for the month, you have activities, right, for the month. So tell us a little bit about that. And then we're going to talk about our collaboration, active listening collaboration. So tell us about what made you come to this place of having themes every month for HerGarden.
Yeah, it was kind of one of those in the process things, because it was very fast of starting HerGarden. It was literally like, I was like, okay, Alysa, what we doing? We want to start a community, do it now. Like, so it was really in the process. So while I was doing the layout for last month, we were talking about, it was called Girl Bosses in Love. So we were talking about how our relationships affect our business, how our business affects our relationship. And so I was like, we could do this, monthly and have conversations that are around that. So like at the top of the week, every Monday, which I'm going to be sitting out after this meeting, we talk about a specific prompt and we break it down, and we kind of just, and I kind of send it for people to sit with. If they want to chime in, they can. If they want to sit with it within themselves, they can. But it's just something to kind of marinate on over the week. We may talk about it during the session. We may talk about it, during the end of the month session, where we just kind of have a wind down, just to kind of chill and hold space. But yeah, so that kind of just came about, and looking at it and being like, this can be something really cool to get more people engaged, get more people tapped in, and just kind of be fun. I really want it to be fun and be engaging, but also valuable. I don't want to just do something just to do it, but something that really does help people and really does lay an impact on people that come across it. So I thought the themes could be really cool, just to kind of be like, yeah, this month we're talking about active listening. Next month we may talk about how to find funding for our business. The month after that, we may talk about, all type of stuff, which will bring us right here to the active listening collab, which I am so excited about.
Yes. Let's talk about this. So, our active listening collaboration, and I thought you just like, we said, hey, we need to do something together. And I want you to talk about it first, and then I'll chime in. But talk to us about our collaboration.
Yeah. I told Stacy this. I told the first person that I partnered with for this. This is for people that talk about those things that I have no clue about, to come in and do that thing, because I will be in the back taking notes. Okay. So when she told me about what she does, I was just like, this is so freaking perfect, just because I think it's so needed. Like, to be able to not only have people that you can vent to and people that can listen to you, but also knowing how to listen to people. Because I think, as just a human thing, we kind of get lost in, our own personal things, or not really knowing how to tap into conversations. I know I'm guilty of it, and not really knowing how to understand people and be understood. Because I think even as a business owner, you're misunderstood by a lot of people. A lot of people are not going to understand why you're doing what you're doing, why you're going so hard. Like, I've had a lot of my friends be like, you working 12 to 12 and you ain't making no money. What's going on? Like, so being able to have those conversations, being able to be understood. And also, one thing I really been working on is not trying to be understood by people who are just willingly misunderstanding you. And so I think that holding this space is really important, so that we can kind of understand who it is we need to be having these conversations with, how we can have these conversations, having these conversations with our clients, actively listening with our clients.
Yeah.
Okay. Because yeah, that can definitely be a little hectic. So I think it's just very important for the personal, professional to have that skill and that understanding and be aware of it, because awareness is what's going to bring about the change in behavior. I think if you don't know better, you can't do better. When you do know better, that's when you're responsible to get yourself together.
That's exactly. Exactly. No excuse. There are no excuses. Exactly. Yes. I am
None.
thrilled to none whatsoever. I am thrilled to be a part of this collaboration and to work with you and to work, um, bring this information to her garden and the women who are participating in it. It's just, you're absolutely right. When you know better, you do better. And active listening is one of those things that, it's not our faults. We really weren't taught how to actively listen, right? We go throughout the world and we do these other communication skills and practice those, right? But
Yeah.
active listening fell through the cracks. And what we
Mhm.
need to do, right, is intentionally learn how to actively listen, right? It's
Yeah.
effort. It takes effort. It is work. I don't make any bones about it. And the other thing is, like, when you're listening to someone, are you listening to get something out of it for yourself, or you are listening because you really are curious and you want to know and you want to make a change in your life? And so active listening is really about intention when
Yeah.
you practice it. And so it's very important that we start to learn about this, we start to practice it, because it is
Mhm.
a game changer in the lives of people.
Yeah.
And I just love to hear people talk about, oh, you know what? I started practicing active listening. And guess what? Like, these are the things that happened, and this,
Mhm.
and I'm like, and it thrills me because, again, active listening is for the other person, but you gain something from it as well. And then you can
Mhm.
practice your life. It is about legacy. And someone said
Yeah.
that to me. And I said, whoa, it blew my mind because I never looked at it that way. And she said, like,
Mhm.
active listening is about legacy, because when you do it, then you pass it on to someone else. They do it. And then, like, there's this fire, right, that starts to happen and it
Mhm.
catches on
Yeah.
and things start to change. And I'm just so grateful to be able to bring this information to people, bringing this to her garden, to work with you. And I'm excited. It's in the month of November. Can you tell us the dates and how can people
Yes.
connect and participate and register?
Yes. So the first day is actually today at, oh, I meant to ask you that. I'll send you an email. But the first
Okay,
event
I
is
love that.
today. It's going to be
Okay.
from 5 to 6. And then the next one will be next Monday, and that's the 13th, I believe. Is that
Yes.
13th?
Yes,
Okay.
the 13th.
And
You're
then the
correct.
one
Yeah.
after that is going to be on the 20th. And then the last one is
Yes.
going to be the last Thursday of the month. That's the
Yes.
24th. I could be a little wrong. But if
Okay.
you go to the HerRose Co website, you'll get a little pop up that says join her garden. And that will give you all the official dates, because my brain doesn't function properly on Monday. So that will give you all of that information, and you'll be able to join her garden on Geneva, and you'll see all the rooms and all the conversations that are going on. You'll be able to sign
Yeah.
up and register through there.
Yay! I love it. Listen, you said your brain doesn't function properly on Monday. That's why I start everything, my meetings on Tuesday, because here you go. I
Listen,
understand 100. Just keeping it
still
real.
recover.
That's right. So before we leave, this has been fabulous. I've had a blast. So before we leave, what do you want to leave us with? Tell us anything about where we people can contact you. And you gave some of that information, but give even more. And what
Yeah.
would you like to leave us with? Or and if you're running any kind of specials, any of
Mhm.
that.
I have a holiday special that I'm running. So if you need like any assistance with, getting stuff together with your business or your personal life, you can definitely go to my website. It's under the schedule tab, I believe. So you'll be able to either book a consultation, you can book a strategy session, or you can book something for the holiday promotion. If you want to just book a consultation to get to know me better, you can do that through my website. You can always join the HerGarden community on Geneva if you just need community. I will push that to any and everybody. If you are just in search of community, I highly recommend the HerGarden community. And I will also point you to other communities because I'm big on communities. So yeah, you can always email me at athomas@herrose.co. My Instagram is HerRose Co. My TikTok is Alysa's Rose. I'm not active on there, so I wouldn't really suggest going that way. But you can definitely reach me on Instagram.
Oh my goodness, I love it. Thank you so very much.
Thank
And
you.
just you're welcome. Are you kidding me? Thank you again. And from my heart, thank you. I also would like to let people know that the thoughtful listener, we're having a holiday special. Thanksgiving is coming up. People, yes, love Thanksgiving, but with Thanksgiving also comes that Thanksgiving angst, right? So, so because of that, and Thanksgiving happens to be one of my favorite holidays. Maybe it's my favorite, just
Mhm.
because people uh, are walking in gratitude around that period of time, giving thanks, right? We're not concentrating on anything else, just happy to or blessed to be together,
Yeah.
and enjoying one another. But again, there can be angst surrounding that as well. So my holiday special is a gratitude listening session, and you can learn more about it by going to www.thethoughtfullistener.com and learn more about how to de-stress before or after Thanksgiving. So just go to my website and see what you think. And like you can book a free listening session as well. So just to familiarize yourself or find out what I do and how this all works. So, uh, again, please go to herrose.co, sign up for our active listening collaboration for the month, and then go to Alysa's website for her special, go to my website for my special. Uh, you know, jump in on this. We are here to serve. I mean, our hearts are for service, as you can tell with in this conversation that we've had. So so please take advantage of it. We're here. That's what we want to do to help you. And we just want to thank you.
Yes, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for you. I say it forever and ever. You already know this, but I'm just so grateful for you and your platform and letting me share this space and holding this space for people to be in community and just really get more people aware and spread awareness about what it is that they're doing. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to be a part.
Yes, and that's how I feel about you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. You're welcome. Absolutely. So, everyone, listeners, thank you. Thank you for spending time with us, and have a good week, day, weekend, month, rest of the year.
Yes, yes, yes. All
Take
righty. We will talk later. I'm about to shoot you this
care.
email right after this.
Okay, so good. See, this is real talk, everyone. This is way, really, that's right. Oh, no, everything's okay. I love it.
Monday. All righty. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, take care, everyone. Bye bye.